Throughout history, certain nations and leaders have embraced principles of love. Their people has now understood compassion, unity, and selfless service. What these leaders were able to do was to heal the division of society. They inspired progress and strengthened society. If you look at India, the home of Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi came with the philosophy of ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Gandhi also had the philosophy of satyagraha. Satyagraha is truth. These are deep philosophies. Ahimsa, satyagraha, non-violence, truth. Gandhi's love, that love-based resistance, freed India from British colonial rule without armed rebellion. Gandhi taught that justice must be pursued with compassion, saying an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Gandhi's principles inspired global movements for civil rights and freedom. If you look at Denmark, in Denmark, there is the philosophy of collective social trust, conceptualized in the philosophy of Hage. Hage is a spirit. What that philosophy defines is egalitarian welfare system for the people of Denmark. It is the philosophy of mutual care and community, Hage, togetherness. Denmark is an advanced society from the principles of love. Denmark consistently ranks among the happiest nations due to policies rooted in collective well-being, free health care, education, and strong social safety nets. Their culture prioritizes trust, empathy, and work-life balance, showing how societal love creates stability. The Gandhi example, the Denmark example, show that love as a policy, whether through forgiveness, equity, or radical kindness, can rebuild nations. Love is the most practical force for lasting change. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. These are the words of Martin Luther King Jr. He applied love to advance civil rights in the United States of America. Like roots of the trees, love binds the heart. It sets us free. Love turns the word to sacred space. Beautiful Nubia sings. He examines love, connecting it to the state of society. Looking at your thesis, I want to ask, how come it's those with disturbed childhood that now gain power in your country?
Because they need to have power. They need to have it. They need to be able to lord it over others. They need to be able to inflict the pain on. They need something to fill them up. There's a void you're trying to fill.
So how come those with beautiful childhood cannot compete with them?
Because they are usually very peaceful and very giving and very generous and very community oriented. They're always thinking, just everything peaceful. That's always, and then you find that the elements in society who have been poorly raised are the ones who go towards power. They are the ones who go towards money as a tool. My grandmother told me as a child, money must work for you. You do not work for money. I was only 7 when she was telling me this. She was already in her 70s or early, and she said, you must be the boss of money. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, well, you make money to send it on errands. You use money to improve your environment, to improve your people, to help your people, to help people around you. That's what money is for. You send it on errands, it will come back to you. You send it forth, it comes back to you more. You do not sit on money and worship people like your God. You do not keep gathering it. You look at many of our people, they just gather all this wealth. They just buy all these cars. They just have all these houses. They are so scared of losing what they've got. Somebody has 1 car, he's afraid he's going to lose it. He buys a second one. Then he has 10, and he's still buying it because he's afraid. He's so afraid. That fear comes from early childhood lack, early childhood deprivation. When you've been deprived of love, of material things, of many of these things when you are a child, you say, one day when I grow up, I will buy the best car in the country and I will oppress everybody.
But some of them are from wealthy homes.
But they didn't have love. Or they didn't, because being from a wealthy, having money, it's not the same. We know how it is. You can have all the money. If you don't raise your children, they end up as deformed adults. It's the same thing.
Your grandmother's words are so reflective. That is so deep.
And my grandmother wasn't a rich woman, but she had been a businesswoman who had made money before. So I think she understood. But when she would tell you that, now imagine if every child was told that we don't just make money to worship it. We don't just make it to keep it in an account and say, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. No, we use money to do things.
Your grandmother's idea can be a guiding light for society.
I'll tell you something else she told me. You are only as rich as the poorest person in your community. That no matter what you achieve in life, if your community is not doing well, you have not done well. And that's how I feel about Nigeria. Because I was born in this country. And I've been around the world. I've lived in other places. But I keep thinking I was born here for a reason. And if my country is not doing well, if my people are not doing well, how can I say I have succeeded? How can I feel at peace? And that comes from what I was taught as a child. That you cannot separate yourself from your community. If your community is not healthy, then you are not healthy.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.